Hello everyone. Today I'm going to share something about the revelation of God in times of suffering. So the best example for this is in the book of Job. So Job was nearly crushed by the pain of his sufferings. He had been lying in unrelieved misery for months with open sores all over his body. All of his wealth had finished in just one afternoon. He tore his robe and shaved his head and fell to the ground when he heard that his children had died. His physical ailments were painful, and yet, in the midst of such pain and heartache, Job issued some of the greatest statements of faith. Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. At first, Job bore his calamities with amazing submission. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Shall we receive good at the hand of the Lord, and shall we not receive evil? But as his misery increased over months, Job wavered in his confidence that God was for him. In defending himself against the bad theologies of Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, he said things about God that were not true. He began to insist on his own righteousness at the expense of God's justice. But none of the theology of Eliphaz, Bildad, Zophar, or Elihu gives us the knowledge of God which changes a person's heart. In Psalm 34:8, it says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good." There is knowledge that only comes through tasting. For example, 5 seconds of honey on our tongue will make us understand about the sweetness of the honey, then 10 hours of lectures about the sweetness on honey. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Until God gives us a taste of His goodness, all the theology in the world will not give us a knowledge of His goodness that changes our heart and saves our soul. Job tasted and saw that the Lord is good. When Elihu was finished speaking the truth to Job, Job said nothing. But only after God spoke in chapters 38 and 41 did Job say, "My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you." When God Himself came to Job and spoke and took the initiative to make Himself known to Job, Job tasted God, and his eyes were opened. It is the knowledge of the heart he has tasted, and now he sees, and the result is a broken and changed man. Job is a broken and changed man. That's what happened when we really see God. It happened to Isaiah. In Isaiah 6:5 it says, "Woe to me, I cried, I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips, and my eyes have seen the King, the Lord Almighty." It happened to Peter when Jesus showed his power in Luke 5:8. "Go away from me, Lord, I am a sinful man." It happened to the centurion when Jesus came to his house. Luke 7:6 it says, "Lord, don't trouble yourself, for I do not deserve to have you come under my roof." If we don't feel grieved for our sin and deeply unworthy of God's goodness, then we need to pray earnestly that God would show us Himself. Before Job saw God in this way, he had esteemed himself somewhat highly and had not hesitated to assert his righteousness. Now he sees himself more clearly, and what he sees drives him to repentance. When God has given us a taste of His own majesty and our own wickedness, then the Christian life becomes a thing very different. That is what God is after in dealing with His children, a broken-hearted joy that trusts like a little child in God and returns good for evil. May the Lord grant us grace to learn that while His ways may not be our ways and His thoughts may not be our thoughts, yet they are the wisest of all ways and are full of mercy for all those who love God and are called according to His purpose.